All right, hello everybody. This week's food focus is going to be a new featured dish. So I'm going to let Matt talk about the components.
Okay, so this is a nice seasonal summer dish that we have going on. It's going to be a rainbow trout that gets grilled on the charcoal grill with a grilled corn summer succotash. So we've got a 10-ounce piece of trout here, nice clean fish. Chefs, make sure that this area here, the pin bones have been removed. If you need to, you can fold it back this way and trim right there. So if you have a little hole in the center, it is okay. That dorsal fin, when it gets split, is going to hang out a little bit. So I just trimmed the edge here so it's nice and clean and took a little bit of that belly fat off the side. That's going to get lightly oiled before it goes on the grill. I suggest that you do that when you prep them so that it doesn't get missed during service. And when you pan them up, make sure you're storing them in a pan, flesh to flesh, skin to skin. Moving on to the components of the succotash. This is going to be the same prepped corn that we're using for the corn on the cob side. Chefs, make sure that we're not over grilling it. There should be some nice bright white plump corn kernels along with some light char on it. So they should still be able to retain all the flavor, and make sure that it's not over grilled before it gets prepped and put into here. It'll end up coming off dirty. The next component of this is fava beans. So after speaking to some of you guys, I know some of you have worked with these before and some of you haven't. They're going to come in a pod. You have to unzip them from the pod, and then we blanch them. When we unzip them from the pod, there's going to be an opaque kind of waxy coating on the outside. After we shock them for 30 seconds, that'll slip right off. So you're just going to use your thumb to loosen it up, and then it'll just pop right out of that casing. So they should look nice and bright green and plump and meaty. Grilled poblano that we've diced 1/4 inch. Seeds are removed, as much skin as you can take off of there. And then we have some of our heirloom grape tomatoes. The recipe says 1/2 inch dice, so just be smart about that. I'm not looking for long quartered football shapes. And then we have a chiffonade of mint and cilantro here, and some diced red onions. So you're going to combine all of those together and portion them. The portion is 1.5 cups.
So is this rainbow trout?
It is rainbow trout.
Okay, so it's rainbow, and then what is this side dish that it will be served with called?
It's called grilled corn summer succotash.
Grilled corn summer succotash. Okay, awesome. All right.
Okay, so next we're gonna take our trout to the charcoal grill. Chef David's gonna season that with some seasoned salt, and then it's gonna go in the direct zone on the charcoal grill with the tail toward us at a 45-degree angle to the grill grates. Just like that. It's only gonna need about 30 seconds to pick up those grill marks. Beautiful, and then we're gonna turn it. Be careful not to char this, it doesn't taste good if it's charred. Once you have those nice crosshatch marks, we're gonna move it into the indirect zone, and then I want you just to keep the front of the fish toward the fire so that it cooks a little hotter than the tail. While that's cooking, Chef just pulled this saute pan off. We flashed the succotash with a little oil in this saute pan, so that's one portion. Just to heat it through. It doesn't need to be smoking hot, and you don't need to saute this. We're just warming it.
And what did he used oil?
Okay.
So all those ingredients in a little oil?
Yep. 1 teaspoon of oil goes on the fish, and 1 teaspoon of oil goes into the pan. And then we heat it just to get it warm.
All right.
Once that has been warmed through off the heat, we're going to add 1 fluid ounce of this curry vinaigrette. We made this vinaigrette with hot curry powder, some honey, a little bit of Dijon mustard to help it emulsify, fresh lime juice, and blended oil. It's very simple. And that's going to get tossed together.
So you call that a curry oil?
It's curry vinaigrette.
I'm sorry, curry vinaigrette.
Yep. And then we made these crispy chickpeas. So these are garbanzo beans. We rinsed them, we dried them, allowed them to dry at room temperature, and then we cooked them in a pan like popcorn. Chefs, make sure that we're not crowding the pan. I wrote the one-time recipe to be 2 cups so that it's not crowded in the pan. You're gonna have to do a couple batches if you think you're gonna sell 20 orders of this a day, but it should be starting to pop open, kind of like a popcorn. It should have a nice crispy texture on the outside and nice and light on the inside, and they're gonna hold just what you think you need for service in the hot window, in a container, small pan. They will dry out after a couple hours. Don't leave the whole stock that you prepped up there. Just enough for service.
All right, so rainbow trout about finished.
Trout is about finished.
It's a quick pickup.
Very quick pickup, and just before that comes off, I'm gonna put a little bit of my bistro butter on there.
Okay.
Just give it a second to.
So really, when they lay this on the grill, they should turn it all in one motion with the grill open. They shouldn't be putting it face down, leaving, going to do something else, then trying to come back and do a cross edge.
Yeah, if we
one motion with getting that marked and indirect.
Yep. If it stays down there too long, we're gonna have char. This is beautiful golden brown.
Yeah.
David cooked that perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my large oval plate, and it's very simple. It's a very simple plate up. Nice little pile of my succotash on about 6 o'clock on the plate, and then one more fluid ounce of our curry vinaigrette is going to be drizzled over the top. Let it hit the fish a little bit. Those flavors are going to work nice together. This is micro cilantro. You're going to hold this one on Expo, so put both of these on Expo. And we just dressed that. That cilantro flavor works very nice with the curry. Just a little pile across the fish and the succotash. And then 2 tablespoons of the crispy chickpeas, which add a little flavor and some texture. That's the dish.
And how much is this?
$24.
So $24, rainbow trout with corn summer succotash.
Yes, sir.
Did I leave one word out there? Corn summer succotash and a little bit of a curry vinaigrette. Cilantro, micro cilantro, toasted garbanzo beans. I mean, this is a great dish. You guys should sell this. You got to talk about this at your table. Again, these are all verbal features that we're doing, so we're relying on you. Great wine pairing with this would be the Lincourt Unoaked Chardonnay. That would be a perfect pairing with this dish. Thank you very much. Enjoy.